So in this corner specifically, I'm just seeing too early of a turn in from most of you guys. And what happens is you're pinching in the corner, and you got to think about how look how this corner is. It's very tight. It's a lot tighter than it seems. So it's a late apex corner. It's not a double apex corner. It's not a like mid apex corner. It's a very late. It's a late apex corner because it's a hairpin, and you can. I don't know. You guys can see it here in the mini map. Fairly. I don't know. It's pretty small, but you can see it. It's a tight hairpin, right? It's just 180 degrees, and it doesn't look like it's 180 degrees because of the shape. It's going uphill, but you want this late apex at the end there. But you still gotta be full throttle. You gotta be full throttle before then. So you're getting on throttle before then, but you're late apexing it. So you kind of you're V shaping it essentially, right? Even though it doesn't look like a V shape, it is a V shape. You guys know what a V shape is?
Yeah. Can you go to your cockpit when you can?
Yeah. So braking, I'm looking out for the 200 board, and I'm trying to brake right as I'm crossing the 200 board. That's my goal. Okay, and the key thing here is this. You see this opening out here? Most of you guys are not using this. So if you're not using that, you know that you didn't use all the track. You see I could even have used more because you can use it and still come back in. So throttle could have been even earlier than I did here. And then same thing with this one. Even though it's not a hairpin, it's still fairly tight. But you want a fairly late turn in here. And then you graze that curb and get on throttle as early as you can. And you want to be all the way out here. I saw some of you guys here in this area. So make sure that the car is all the way out here.
Are you dropping to second or third?
No, third. Third on all of these.
Okay.
And then this one, same thing. This one is kind of like the uphill hairpin. This one that I showed you guys. This one. It's a late apex. And this is what I'm looking for because it's really easy to brake too late for this corner. So do you guys have a brake marker here? What's your brake marker?
I use the white line when it starts to shift out.
Yeah, that little dip in the white line just before it. Up a little bit more.
This one?
About midway between that one and that one. There are two. Yeah, that one and that one.
Okay, so what are you doing though? Are you braking on it, before it? Remember, it's all about precise and how you describe things.
Just before it.
So this little bit right there?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you're just before it, then you're braking here.
Yep.
Okay. What about you, Adrian?
I think the same.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what I'm braking.
Yeah, I brake early like that.
So is that where you guys are braking, or are you braking farther up?
No, it wouldn't be further than that.
Probably a little bit. I've been braking a little bit further up than you.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe another car length.
I'm looking out for this right here. See this X? You guys gonna see it?
Yeah.
This is the X I'm looking for.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Also, sometimes there depends on the day, or the time of day. Like this area here becomes a different color and it's easier to spot than this X. So I use that. It just depends on the time of day though. You can even see it a little bit here actually. But that's where I'm trying to brake. Because if I brake too late, then what happens is you have to overslow the car down up here to get it back in. And you don't want that. You don't want that because you see how the road is kind of like shape. If you get out here, then you end up getting pulled out
Yeah.
wide, you know? So it just
Yep.
makes things even worse. So you want to keep it fairly tight. It's a combination of a slightly late turn in, but also keep it tight here. And you want to rotate the car, and you can get on throttle a little bit earlier than it seems, but you can't get to 100% throttle. If you get to 100% throttle, the car is going to understeer. Like here, you can get to 80% throttle, and the car will rotate. You see how it just keep 80 and just kind of rotate it, and then 100%. That's the key thing for these corners too, is hit 80% for like 2 seconds or 1 second, and then go to 100. Like I'm doing it because I'm feeling out the grip and I know how much grip I have. But if you just do that, like just think about it and just hit 80% throttle and then get to 100, you're gonna go faster. And then you want to avoid this big bump right there too. There's a big bump right there. See how I pulled the car left because I don't want to hit that bump. Like I'm pulling the car left.
Yeah,
Here,
that's new, isn't it?
yeah, those are new because of the curbs. Here you can either use fourth or fifth. So, yeah, fourth or fifth. I think fourth overslows the car down a little bit. Fifth can get loose. And you want to be kind of right there. Actually, you could probably put the car all the way out here. It's just I was out of shape here, so I was just trying to keep the car from spinning out. To be honest with you, but yeah, you want to keep the car around here in this area. Bring it back in, and then conservative here. Conservative. Are you guys aggressive or conservative here? What do you think?
Conservative. I'm being patient,
Conservative.
waiting for the apex.
Okay. So that's I try to get the car lined up, as you can see, with this edge of track right here, which is difficult. It's really difficult because this corner prior to it, you're always coming in at a different speed, a different angle. The car is always doing something else. It might bounce weirdly here over the curves, right? So it's very unpredictable, and the car is in a lot different speed through this next corner on entry. So that's what makes this really difficult. So that's why it's always better to be conservative, in my opinion. And so then I'm trying to brake before this tire barrier right here, before it disappears, and fairly early, as you can see, like it's still there, and just lightly braking to get the car to the edge of the track here, because I want to use as much of it as I can, right? I'm trying to get it all the way if I can. And I just want to make sure that my rear left tire does not get in there, though. I don't want it in the grass, but I want to be as close as I can. That's the key thing there. And then, like I said, patience. And then if you get on the inside close to the curb, you can get on throttle early. If you don't, then you can understeer like crazy. So, and you can be fairly aggressive with the throttle, as you can see. Like, so main things is at the bus stop, don't use as much of that curb, right? Don't use as much of that initial curb, and use more of the second curb like we talked about. Let me go back there because we covered a lot of crap here. Okay. Use only half of this pretty much. Get your right tire over this grass. Use a bunch of this curve on the left here and get on throttle as early as you can. That's the goal. The bus stop. And then everywhere else is more about getting on throttle before the apex. So if wherever you're getting on throttle now, try to get on it beforehand. And the only way to do it though is to probably brake just a tad bit earlier, get the car rotated better. So just experiment.
Can you go back to the last corner before you
Yeah.
stop? All right. Can you? Where's your first break point? Can you go to your cockpit?
This one? Or
No, yeah, that was right. Yeah.
And like I said, this one is more, you got to consider everything that's happening with this one. So if you